everyone, it's Keep My Pants. We are back with Rain and City Millions Recollection, and we are at the point where we need to deep dive into the sea. But before I get started, I'm gonna show off my like ditto sweater. It's like their lazy summer theme, but there's two dittos dancing and stuff. But I got it at the Pokemon Center, so I've been like super spiraling or in the hole for Pokemon recently because I found my old binder, but whatever was left of it because my cousin, like when I went off to school, I came back for winter break, he like chewed up all my Pokemon cards. And yeah, so I found whatever was left of it, which is like one page or whatever, and I like cried and everything. And then when I found it, I'm like, oh hey, maybe I should like restart it. And yeah, which is really bad since like Pokemon right now is very expensive. But okay, so there's the reef to explore, the sunken to explore, I think it's a sunken ship, right? And then an undefined area. It looks like another area that's like sunken, but let's go to the sunken first and then the reef. I don't think either matters though. Okay. Lucian switched her dive computer to compass mode. She turned her body, aligning herself with the heading of Luwen, with the directions Luwen should have provided, and began moving towards the target.
你前方有一艘沉没的蒸汽船，它曾于1948年发生过翻船事故，导致上百人死亡，光是找到尸体的都有162人。
1948. Well, that's not Titanic. Titanic was like early 1900s. I wonder if that's a real shipwreck, though.
除此之外，还有7人被判死刑。
7 people were sentenced to death. I guess it's the crew members.
是和船只有关的负责人吗？
不，是那些上船抢劫导致翻船事故发生的匪徒。
Oh, yeah. I would have thought it was the ship crew member too. Oh my god, that's. They were pirated. As Lu Wenshin spoke, Lucian's searchlight revealed the ship's shadowy outline. A wave of unease swept over her, making her shiver even inside her diving suit. The wreck leaned against the seabed, its sides and deck encrusted with seaweed, shells, and rusted railing. Yeah? I like how it's tilting, but it's not tilting too much where you're like, I know some people get like seasick or like motion sickness where they're like, Despite its nearly 80 years underwater, the ship appeared oddly preserved. Though the sea life covering it made it redeemable, it resembled other long forgotten wrecks.
但这类翻船事故通常不会把船丢在原地不管，而是会打捞上岸，好把里面的尸体都找出来，让家属辨认了。
吕璇，到底有什么事是你不知道的？
Lucian recognized the teasing tone and didn't answer. She knew there was far more she didn't know, which is exactly why she found herself diving to the ocean floor. Shabai landed lightly on the ship's deck. Its head tilted as a strained organ near its ears opened, and its wide mouth gaped, causing Lucian's heartbeat to quicken. Oh, that means danger is coming, right? Or there's something approaching?
陆万叔，你接着说，这艘船后来怎么了？
别急，我知道这故事讲得不错。
I want to know what happened too. So pirates boarded the ship, I'm assuming, and then like caused a shipwreck? Lucian approached the deck's railing. Pulling the diving knife from her waist, she swam along the wreck's edge while Shabai rowed nearby, maintaining a protective distance.
当年确实打算捞上来，但这艘船似乎特别不安分。打捞和拖行的过程中，船体经常莫名破损，导致船内的尸体掉入海中。
Oh, what? That's strange.
据说那段时间，路程的海岸线时不时就会有尸体被冲上来，吓得渔民都不敢出海。
Yeah, I could see why. Lucian gazed upwards at the ship's chimney and cabin, then traced a hole extending before her. It didn't match Lu Wenshu's description of a shattered wreck.
那艘蒸汽船也因为被认为不吉利而被凿沉，但是故事到这里还没有结束。
Without Lu Wenshin needing to elaborate, Lu Shan could imagine the difficulty of sinking such a large vessel in shallow coastal waters. Her curiosity led her upwards toward the bridge, Shut Eye followed, its tail wagging as it swam alongside her. They reached the bridge and peered through the window. Oh, what is it?
不对劲，怎么
There's
玻璃
the... What? Why? How? Well, I mean, glass doesn't shatter necessarily, right? Because, like, I guess it depends on pressure? No, I don't know.
事件同年，蒸汽船在距离路程40公里外的海域被造沉。但是到了近代，路程建立了完备的水文监测系统后，发现这艘船居然往路程岛方向移动了数十公里。
Wait, what? How far did it move, or did it move closer?
即便是船体早已支离破碎，但也很难想象能被海潮推移如此距离。
Towards the island, so closer. We should study the bridge interior and envision the chaos that must have unfolded during the incident. Her thoughts led her towards the stern, and she dived down to investigate.
既然水文局知道这个情况，他们有派人来调查过吗？
没有，我猜他们认为只是海浪推着残骸移动罢了。
The currents can't push a ship like that much, right? Like, I think I'd inch it a bit over time, but like, it seems like it moved like a lot.
而且，就算并非如此，就算还有别的原因，对于他们来说，也是不值得特意去调查的情况。只要不会对航行的船只产生影响就行。
Lucian thought of when she was lying in bed that night. She occasionally hear unknown sounds come from outside window. Sometimes like a roar, and sometimes high-pitched and sharp. She always thought it was the sound of a car or the wind. So maybe she's been hearing this all along. When situations like this occur, people will subconsciously guess a reasonable explanation because the facts don't matter and they don't believe that there are really any monsters or demons at work.
但现在不一样了。故事说完了吧？我绕了一圈也没看到你说的流光真阳。
水文局的数据显示这里有明显的波动，我还以为是他跑到这儿来了。
I think it's probably in the unknown place, but let's go to the reef.
加上流光真瑶现在需要进食来恢复身体，但没有能力进行捕猎，所以我猜他会来这里吃沉船上大量的贝类和藻类。
Or would it be in the reef then? Because if it does need feeding. Lucia reached the ship's stern and noticed distinct traces on the seabed.
我想赶紧离开这里，告诉我下一个地方在哪。
She floated in the water, studying the massive dryad marks extending from the stern into the distant darkness. In her mind's eye, she imagined the wreck stirring to life, the intact rudder at the bridge turning slowly, the shattered glass mending itself, and the steam engine roaring its wake. Cylinders would push pistons, turning crankshafts. As if the steamship's journey wasn't over. Okay. Oh, that disappears after, so I'm gonna go to the reef next, because I feel like that's probably the order. I feel like, maybe? I don't know, because I want to, like, have the undefined one be the last one. Because it's like, hey, I'm in a dark space.
绿雪，你知道秦屿附近有白海豚吗？
No. The sudden comment startled Lucian, who was focused on the dive computer to maintain her direction.
我知道，这个深度有可能见到他们吧。
Her dive computer displayed a depth of 24 meters, right on the edge of the habitat range for white dolphins.
是的，这附近还算挺容易看到它们的，多多留意吧。
But with only a faint beam of her searchlight illuminating the darkness, spotting dolphins seemed nearly impossible. Lu Sheng didn't respond and continued navigating the gentle slope ahead.
别说海豚了，你先告诉我目的地有什么情况。
I mean, wouldn't that be important? Dolphins, if it's dolphins their habitat, that means they would eat dolphins too, right? Because that has energy and food. Or that
按照
is
水文局的记
a
录
source of，food.
那附近应该是一大片珊瑚礁，有天然的，也有10多年前人工种植的。
Part of it is natural, but some sections.
但那里毕竟是活跃航道，受人类活动影响，生长状态比较一般。
As the John spoke, the seabed gradually gave way to sprawling coral reefs surrounding Lu Sheng.
看起来长势挺好的。
是吗？应该是最近生态保护的成果吧。5月份的时候，就有好多人在晴雨附近看到白海豚。
Oh.
你是多喜欢白海豚？
这么看，流光真瑶确实有可能就在珊瑚礁那儿。它现在需要大量食物来恢复身体，珊瑚礁里吃的东西可多了。
Oh, I thought it'd go for like the dolphins.
还以为他要说要白海豚给流光真瑶吃呢。
She tilted her head back, angling her searchlight upwards. Shabai drifted lazily above her, framed by the coral reef several meters high. Ahead, the reef stretched endlessly, the formations creating an intricate maze of underwater passages, like a labyrinth waiting to be explored.
我这里视线不太好，都被珊瑚礁挡住了，而且这里很狭窄，恐怕容不下流光真瑶。
啊？怎么会被挡住？这里珊瑚礁的高度应该跟你身高差不多吧？
Wait. It just had immense growth?
你说什么？这看上去已经有3-4米高了。
不会吧？你上浮看看。
Lucian glanced at her dive computer. The stark white numbers displayed a depth of 56 meters. Her heart skipped a beat.
陆文书，我的电脑表显示现在的深度是56米。
Oh. There was a sharp intake of breath over the communicator. Lucian knew immediately that something was wrong. This depth was double the average depth of these waters. She was certain she hadn't moved downwards fast enough to explain the reading. She had only been exploring along the seabed, and there were no indications of sudden descent. Turning around, she spotted Shabai floating lazily nearby. Its side organs remained closed, signaling that it hadn't detected any danger.
电脑表是新的，而且它至少能承受100米深的水压。这类设备的故障十分致命，所以没这么容易出问题。
50. I wonder how many meters she was supposed to be at.
是这片海有什么问题吧？
电脑表能监测水下信息有限，以防万一，你先上浮离开那里吧。
Oh. Lucian adjusted her direction, swimming upwards. Shabai immediately followed, staying close by as they ascended.
潜水的时候，还真是很需要一个同伴。
She glanced down at the coral reef, hoping to glimpse its full expanse. But her searchlight couldn't penetrate the depths, and the overcast sky offered no help. Darkness swallowed everything below.
怎么样？
我现在是24米，感觉一切正常。
Huh.
既然你还收得到我的信号，应该就没什么大问题。不过以防万一，你浮到水面上看看。
Wait, how did she get that deep done? Lucian followed her advice, increasing her ascending speed with safe limits. Soon faint light broke through the dark water above her. As she broke the surface, she instinctively closed her eyes, expecting the bright light. But when she reopened them, the sky was still obscured by heavy clouds. Raindrops and seawater coated her goggles. Wiping them clean, she saw the familiar outlines of Violin City and Urget Island nearby. Nothing appeared out of place.
我出来了，一切正常。
的确，我也看到你了，跟我指示的方向一致。难道这海里有从未被发现的海沟？
或许吧，但如果是这样，不确定的要素就太多了。就算流光真瑶真躲到那里面去， 以现在的状况，我也不能继续深入。
先在这附近有资料的地方看看吧。气瓶还够吗？
还够用，我会看情况提前上来的。
Just as she finished speaking, Shabai leapt out of the water in a graceful arc, then plunged back with a loud splash.
看来他是真的挺喜欢玩水的。
I think most dogs like water, don't they? Okay, so now for sure it should definitely be here. Undefined. Unidentified. Not undefined. Shaking off the eerie thought, she checked her dive computer to confirm her direction, marked by Lu and
这
Shu.
里有一些像是废弃钢架的东西，个头很大，但我看不出来这是什么。
是钢架桥吗？不应该啊，晴雨有1万个理由不修桥。
看起来不太像，虽然很长，但结构和粗细不像是用来支撑桥体的。
She swam through the gaps in the massive iron flame, searching for any signs of the glowing ray. Shabai, ever playful, darted around like a kitten, weaving between the flames and climbing their lengths.
不只是很长，应该说是长的夸张，几乎看不到尽头。
啊，我好像知道是什么了，但那也不可能出现在这种地方啊。
What is it?
直说吧。
你知道自身是钻井平台吗？
哦，那我明白了，的确是这个。
She recalled the design of the jack-up ring, a very creative innovation as a drilling platform. A specialized vessel equipped with pile legs, a lifting mechanism, and a platform structure. Once deployed at sea, the hull rises above water on the fixed pile leg, transformed into a stable platform.
也的确不可能出现在这里。
Did someone leave it there? Looking closer, she realized the immense steel structures were indeed pile legs, designed to be a part of the platform and not easily detected. If I trace these piles, I could find the ship that transported them, but that's not why I'm here.
我没看到流光真瑶的踪迹。按你的说法，水文局没监测这里的钻井平台吗？
是的，所以我还觉得肯定是流光真瑶游到那里了，才产生的异常数据。
要这么说，数据异常是因为这钻井平台突然凭空出现了。那我可不能再待下去了。
It doesn't feel safe because of the platform, or just how eerie it is.
快走吧，这么大个东西能莫名其妙的冒出来，想想都不太妙。
So no monster. So what are they gonna do now? Lucian raised her head, indicating to signal to Shabai to follow. But realizing how futile that was in a pitch-dark seabed, she turned and began to swim away from the drilling platform. Shabai, however, didn't need a signal. In a flash, it rushed to her side, the surge of water from its approach, almost knocking her over.
唉，
Turn.
还是你最危险。
Lucian's computer vibrated slightly, and the screen displayed a red outline. It was a reminder she had set in advance an alert for when her gas tank's reserve dropped a certain level. Okay, so she needs to leave, right?
只剩下15分钟的量了，以防万一，先上船吧。
I mean, does she have enough time? Isn't that what she's doing?
陆文书，我准备上。
A suddenly strong impact hit Luanshan and overwhelming her in the water. She was quickly carried backwards by the current.
碧雪，怎么了？什么声音？
Oh god. She had no intention of guessing whether it was an earthquake or typhoon causing the ocean's current. The sunken ship, steel piles, and coral reefs she had just passed were all in this area. If she hit any of them, it could be fatal.
先控制身体。
Is something pulling? Is it water that's just pulling her? She adjusted her balance, leveled her body, and flapped her flippers against the current. She soon realized that this was a downwelling current. With the average depth of 24 meters here, she'd soon be carried to the sea floor. At that point, she just needed to stay calm, hold onto the reef, and wait for the current to pass.
但这个深度，怎么会有如此强烈的下降流？小白呢？
Shabai was still effortlessly navigating the turbulent water. It remained parallel to Lushan, and the distance between them was even shorter than before. It seemed to sense her attention. It turned over, came to her side, wrapped her tail around her waist, and led her forward. The combined force of the ocean currents and Xiaobai's rapid swimming made Lushan worry that the full-face mass might break. She raised her hand to shield it, but trying to call out to Xiaobai to take her to the surface was impossible amidst the raging waters.
雨璇，听得见吗？你怎么了？
Oh no. Xiaobai swam faster and faster, but the ocean's current continued to accelerate, far suppressing Xiaobai's speed. Lushan was dragged along the current, surrounded by fish and seaweed swept away. Alongside her, even sands and rocks were caught in the chaotic flow, swirling violently. Oh god.
这么强烈的海流，海面上的陆文书好像没感受到。
Yeah, I think it's the monster doing it, right? It's like sucking everything in. She couldn't compress what was happening, but the current was undeniably growing stronger. There's no time to analyze. She swam with all her strength. Then, just as it began, the current vanished without warning. It felt surreal, like waking up abruptly from a vivid dream. Was it just randomly? Or was it caused by the monster then? Lushan lowered her hands and scanned her surroundings. The areas where the turbulence current has raged was now calm, revealing a bed of flat, undisturbed sands and rocks, as though nothing had ever happened.
没声音了，没事了吗？雨璇？
没事了，结束了。
Ugh. Her curiosity about this strange current was quickly replaced by something even more astonishing. The search had just spotted something unusual onto the sea floor. Oh, what is it? Oh my god, it is the monster. The light from her searchlights revealed an enormous bizarre skeleton, resembling a whale. However, it was unlike any whale she had ever seen. The most striking feature was an enormous eyeball embedded at the center of its skull. It was held in place by fragments of muscles and optic nerves, resembling the mythic Cyclops.
陆文书，我找到他了。
But she has no more air. Is that okay? But if she shows the other eye in her hand, she'll destroy it, right? That's like the idea?
哦，是吗？怎么样？眼球也在？
在，但他看上去快死了。
Wait, really? The muscles around the eyeballs are still growing, but they fall off quickly. It looks like it reached the limit of its regeneration. All this tentacle-like optic nerves are constantly probing the sand and rocks, searching for small creatures to absorb, but it's barely enough to sustain it, let alone restore it.
我该怎么做？
想办法让你手中的眼球出来，之后他们会自己搞定。
How is she gonna do that? Xiaobai dropped to the seabed, moving as slightly as if it was talking to the moon. It trailed behind Lushan, slowly floating towards the glowing ray skeleton. Lu Wenshun kept inquiring about the condition of the glowing ray, as though she was more eager to locate it than anything else. But in that moment, Lu Shun didn't want to respond. The giant eyeball filled her vision. Its murky, virtuous body was covered in bloodshot veins. Ugh. And the decaying muscles struggled to turn the eyeball, sending waves through Lu Shun's palm. Lu Shun removed her diving gloves, turned her palm upwards, and slowly moved towards the eyeball, as though inviting it. Will it come out? The eyeball quivered slightly, but its muscles and the surrounding skeleton kept it restrained. It then withdrew its optic tentacles from the sand and gravel on the seabed and stretched them towards Lucian's palm. Oh, is it gonna go towards her? Is it gonna get the punt? Xiaobai, sensing the danger, slid in front of Lucian, attempting to ward off the tentacles, but Lucian tugged on his tail to keep it still. The little creature, who had been so eager to protect her, even in the depths of the ocean, shrunk his body in dissatisfaction. It lay down on the seabed, still staring at the eyeball, its eyes unblinking. The optic nerve tentacles slithered across Lucian's palm and entered the black hole. She felt an increasing soreness and swellness in her hands as the tentacles slowly pulled the eyeball out. Oh my god! Her eyeball was squeezed and deformed as it gradually drawn from her palm. Oddly enough, Lucian didn't feel the usual tearing pain. Instead, there was a strange sense of relief, as if the blockage within her has finally been clear. Oh my god, that's so like, ugh. After a brief pause, the glowing ray mustered its remaining strength, and with a final forceful pull, the tentacles wrenched the other eyeball from her palm. The eyeball that had hosted Lucian seemed weak, barely draining any energy from her. Is gently ensnared by the tentacles of the giant eyeball and the skeleton, and the two eyeballs nested together. Although their reunion didn't appear warm in any conventional sense, Lucian felt a fleeting warmth, but the sensation was swiftly interrupted by the violent buzzing of her dive computer. Oh yeah, she's like, did she forget about her air? The tank's running out. Must have spent too long. Oh my god, oh my god.
不行，我要上去。
怎么了？你解决了吗？
Lucian gritted her teeth and swam upwards with all her might, lowering her head to ensure that Xiaobai was rising with her. As she did, she saw the two eyeballs on the skeletons collide, then began slowly crawling towards the opposite side of the skull. But as the altitude increased, the movements of the eyeballs became unclear. Lucian looked up and saw the faint light of the sea surface just within reach. She raised her left hand, breaking through the water to gasp for fresh air.
雨神，这里。
Oh my god. So she's got rid of it, right? So it's all good. The boat was floating nearby. Lucian quickly swam towards it. Lucian stepped on the pedal, turned around, and extended her arm, helping Lucian onto the boat. Yay! They're safe! I thought that the eyeball, once it like merged together, it become like super strong and it would go for her or something. But I guess it was just literally gonna fight itself and then it would be okay. I don't know. Lu Wenshun stumbled towards the driver's seat, pulling out a dryer. Xiaobai leapt out of the water, landing gracefully beside Lucian. It spun around like a top, shaking off water from its fur. As the droplets fetched onto Lucian's face, raindrops from the skies joined them, but the rain was still light.
来，烤一下手。
She got rid of it.
准备周到啊。
说了我很有经验嘛。眼球呢？
Lucian showed her palm to Lu Wenshi. There was no longer any signs of movements from the eyeball in the black hole.
好，接下来就看他会不会离开这里了。不过这对你来说也不关键了。
Oh. Lucian placed her arm next to the dryer, which is emitting hot air. Gradually, her color returned.
话说回来，小白潜水和游泳的状态看上去如鱼得水，但毛发的密度和质感并不像是海獭或者鸭嘴兽，所以它应该不是经常生活在水中的动物才对。
So maybe it's like an all-around land and sea creature. But it can't. Can it fly? It has wings, right? I can't remember.
那你多动脑想想吧，你之后的工作就是研究它了。
放心吧。
Xiaobai kept using her hind legs to adjust the fur beneath her neck. Its neck, shaking out the remaining seawater. Luisha snatched it with a smile on her face.
无论他对我隐瞒了什么，至少对小白的兴趣是货真价实的。
So, but Luisha knows her from before, right? Because like she was saying, oh, I can't be around her and stuff in the earlier section of this chapter. torment caused by the eyeball was finally over, now it was time to investigate more about Xiaobai and the black hole in her palm. The next clue was clearly tied to Lu Wenshu.
他得知我被眼球寄生后，原本怀疑我的身体如何承受眼球的侵蚀，但一看到黑洞，态度就变了。以他的性格，连问都不问一句，不太正常。
So she knows what it is? And well, I mean, yeah.
雨越来越大了，我们赶紧上岸吧。小白浑身湿漉漉的，我看着都难受。
Lucia stood up and walked towards the driver's seat. Oh god. Oh my god. It is coming for them, right? It has to be. Lu Shun leaned back on her chair, gripping the armrest. Xiaobai reacted instantly, crouching low to the deck with his limbs splayed for stability.
这震动，是当时我在海底碰到的水流吗？不对，难道是？
Yes.
没错，没错，吕璇，他要来了。
Yeah, it is coming. As the turbulence intensified, the sea swelled like a small hill, followed by a deafening low roar. A massive fish, its body covered in scales and luminous tumors, erupted from the water. The sea churned violently, nearly overturning the speedboat.
你看，它会发光，活着的时候也会，所以
Oh, before she could finish, Lu Shun reached out and pushed Lu Wenshu down onto the deck.
别光顾着激动了，抓好扶手。
你听这声音，我的皮肤都被震得发抖。
The boat heaved with waves. Xiaobai, quick to adapt, wrapped his tail around the handrail, clinking like a monkey to a tree. But at least she has survival skills, right? Let's see. The glowing ray immense body was too large to fully leap out of the water, but it flapped its fins, spiraling upwards and swirling the sea into a massive whirlpool. Ugh. It seemed to be building momentum deliberately. So is it trying to like eat them? Then it pounced.
吕璇，抬头，别错过。
Like take a photo? To take a photo? Oh, at Lucian's urging, Lucian tilted her head, squinting against the spray of waves. The creature stretched its massive body fully, its practical wings broad enough to block out the sun, amid a faint, eerie glow. Perhaps it was drifting towards wholeness, become whole and free. Perhaps it was showing off, revealing its restored body. Perhaps it wanted to thank those who helped it. Perhaps it was unintentional. Deliberately or not, it soared directly over the speedboat, raining seawater and small marine creatures down on the deck with solid thuds. Oh, they're giving it fish.
这是怎么飞起来的？
欣赏奇观吧，这可比思考原理要重要得多。
真不像你该说的话。
I mean, I'm sure she lives for moments like these, right? Like, this is her thing. Still, Lucian couldn't help but wonder. Its size dwarfed that of a sperm whale, and its movements seemed otherworldly, as if it was some kind of ultra-universe counterpart. Yet her emotions were soon carried away by the radiance of the glowing ray and the elegance of its form, and she abandoned all unnecessary thoughts. Lucian allowed herself to be immersed slowly in the sight before her, this spectacle that could only exist within an anonymous world. After its aerial display, the glowing ray unleashed its full vitality. It climbed higher and higher, moving effortlessly through the rain. Then it dived into the thick, dark clouds above. For a moment, there was silence. Then it burst out of the clouds. Wow.
他在干嘛？
That's crazy! Oh my god, it's like...
可能在他的世界，他就是生活在空中和海里的。
Lucia, unsteady but determined, supported herself as she looked skywards. The glowing ray sailed through the seas of clouds in its brilliance unyielding. At that moment, it was as if the sky was the sea and the sea was the sky. The glowing ray swam towards the gaps in the dark clouds where rays of light pierced through, its already luminous body becoming even more radiant.
原来飞起来是这副模样，真好啊！不过正巧今天又是大雾，又是下雨的，不然全路程人都要看到了。
I think everyone would be freaking out, to be honest. And I think it would be better, like that they saw it than other people.
我觉得已经被看见了，网上很快就有人发视频，或者监控录像之类的了。
是吗？虽然短视频的平台上经常有发现了神秘生物或者现象的视频，但他们都明知那是伪造的，才敢发布。多数人打心眼里就不相信这种东西存在。如果真的见到显然是怪物的东西，反而不敢传播了吧？
Yeah, that's true. They're like, hey, it's funny or something, but usually if it's not, it's like, oh, that's probably fake. That's
是吗？
fake.
或许吧。
跟我们也没什么关系就是了。回岸上吧。
I'm glad I thought the fish was friendly.
得在鹿城大学发现我们项目已经黄了之前，把那些设备用个爽啊！
The dazzling spectacle didn't last for long. After diving into the clouds one final time, the enormous glowing ray didn't reappear. The two watched the sky, waiting. Only when the waves calmed did they feel certain it had gone. The matter was finally over. Shabai, soaked but unbothered, shook off the water and trotted over to Lushan. It placed its head on her thigh, clearly seeking praise. Lushan faintly closed her eyes and stroked Shabai's cheek. The little creature let out a satisfied sound, its mouth opening and tongue relaxing in pure bliss. Hold on. Be right back. Guess I'll have to close my eyes every time I pet it. Okay, go home and wait for Tefraf to contact. Should we go to the consulting room? Because we can technically do other, but let me save actually. Overwrite this one. This is the choice thingy. I guess the other option is go back and go and choose like not to do that, but I think that was a good choice though. I want to go to see what the doctor will say.
你怎么来了？
Oh.
哪里受伤了？
Oh my god, that's so accusing.
没事，就是来看看。
Byway smiled, his brow slightly furrowed. It was his lunch break, a good time for a chat with Lushan. How has Miss Fan been doing lately?
很久没见到范小姐了，她最近怎么样？
没什么特别的，还是老样子，抱怨抱怨新来的博士生，闲的时候就画点花鸟鱼虫。
我记得她之前画的东西被杂志刊登了吧？
是啊，他都开玩笑说想转行了。
As Byway spoke, he showed the kind of smile that only appeared when he talked about his wife.
等你事情都解决了，我们在一起吃个饭吧。他还挺喜欢跟你聊天的。
好啊，我也喜欢听范小姐说那些博士生干的离谱事。
Okay, how is the clinic working?
这段时间诊所情况怎么样？我记得上次问的时候，你还在考虑要不要加牙
Damn,
科
this
吧？
clinic is huge.
那你也看到了，现在牙科可是我们这儿最大、装修的最好的科室了。
看来你的位置不保了。
他们要是赚的没有我也能支撑住诊所，那我就安心回家当老板了。实际上还差得远，而且要是没了我，可没人帮你挑子弹。
我要吃了子弹还能走回来让你挑，估计也用不着医生了。
Lishan laughed, her shoulders shaking, and then spoke.
总之，诊所没什么问题就好。
Has anyone from the agency visited you?
机关有趁我不在的时候来找你吗？
没有，你们这行的人挺忌讳随便露面的吧？
倒也没那么神秘。
他们偶尔会给我发消息了解情况。这次你家里去了警察的事，他们也来问我了，而且应该是知道你来过我这儿。我说你什么也没跟我讲，身上旧伤口有点化脓，来找我处理。
这么回答没问题，他们也不会找你麻烦的，估计就是随便问问。真想知道的话，会直接找我的。
What do you think of my current situation?
老白，你对我碰到的事情有什么看法？
难以置信，换别人我肯定觉得是在胡说八道，但放在你身上，我只觉得担心。哪怕是对于你来说，现在的情况也相当危险了。
是啊，我也挺迷茫的，只能看一步走一步了。
我这段时间也在网上查了点东西，但没什么。
事到如今，我倒有点怕所谓的故事，其实都是真实的了。
This made Byway widen his eyes and then shrugged. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
老白，有什么想问我的吗？
有一个。
He leaned back in his chair, idly playing with a pen on his desk, before continuing.
结婚纪念日快到了，我不知道该送什么礼物给他。
Oh
你
my
也是女孩子，
God.
有什么建议吗？
去年送了什么？
去年没送东西，去外面旅游了一圈。今年你这情况，我还是待在路上
Oh
比
my
较好。
God, he's asking for his advice. I wonder how many years they've been married for.
没什么好担心的，在一起去旅游也挺好的。每年一次，慢慢形成习惯，以后两人的回忆变成按年份区分，说某年去了哪儿发生了什么，另一年又碰到什么事，也挺好的吧？
听你这么一说，是不错。那今年也去哪儿逛逛吧。
Lucia nodded, but she could tell Byway was just humoring the idea. He wouldn't really leave Argus City at a time like this, so she said.
你可别骗我。
我哪骗得过你？
Okay, let's take a break for a moment. Okay, so after that, let's see. I know we have to go. Do we head into what's one pawn shop? Oh, so if we go to the parking lot, then we do the side quest. I don't know if I want to do the side quest. Like, I wonder if I should just do. I'll just do the main quest. Like, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't do the side quest. Woman? Old woman. Old woman. Hello. Lucia was about to go home to get a new air freshener for her car when she stopped by an elderly lady with a black Chinese simplified rural dog. Oh, I think that was wrong. I think they forgot to take that out. At her feet. Hello. Lucia was sure she didn't know her. I live right next to you. I mean, sure. Following the directions the elderly pointed, Lucia saw a house similar to her own, where a kitten was sunbathing in the front yard. I lived here for a long time, but it's rare to see you around. As she spoke, the caller's dog ran over to sniff Lucian's clearly violent community rules that require dogs to be leashed. I've been quite busy with work. Oh, what do? I see you come back only once in a while. Kinda nosy, right? Nothing much, just lots of business trips and overtime. Just then the little black dog began to bark wildly for no reason, but the elderly lady seemed not to hear it and continued chattering with Lucian. You must be working too hard. Not married yet? Not yet. Auntie, I have to go. I'm in a bit of a rush. As Lucian finished speaking, the barking suddenly stopped. The elderly lady nodded, her face expressionless as she stared straight ahead and walked away. Both the dog and its owner seemed a bit off. Okay, well, at least she's getting to know people, right? Wait, what's the other side quest? I don't click on it. Let's So the handmaiden is the parking lot. So, and then if you go here, then it's the pawn shop, I think. Yeah, that's a pawn shop. So don't go here or here, I guess. Okay, and then the dog's there. What's this one? Lucian made time to check the security footage at the property management office, concerned the night she was attacked. As she suspected, there was a gap in the footage near her home. The video captured her returning home in the afternoon, and she did not exit again. However, as night fell, the footage abruptly cut to the moment the police arrived. As expected, it's not that straightforward. If someone managed to enter my home undetected, it'd be foolish to think that they hadn't tampered with the surveillance system. Realizing that worrying about the salient's capabilities was futile, Lucian stretched and walked home. She planned to relax that afternoon, brew some tea, and finish the novel she had been reading. I wonder what she's reading. Let's see. Okay, well, that was straightforward. And then next thing is, oh, the dog thing is still there though. Camera. Does it mean there's still stuff to do with the dog? Lucian drove out of the garage and turned right. Her headlights swept across the half moon of the pavement, missing the figure crouched in the flower bed across the street. The figure waited until her taillights vanished around the corner before standing, raising a camera and snapping shots to the floor-to-ceiling windows of the chaos inside Lucian's home. Oh. Wait, so this was before or after? This is after the mass, right? The aftermath of everything, but everything is clean technically, right? Due to the coin thing, right? So technically it's okay? I don't know. Okay. What was that thing that just broke in and she actually drove off? Wait, what? Oh, definitely worth following. Oh my god. So there's someone. The shutter clicked again. This time the camera's display showed a white blur flashing into Lucian's home. What the? She lowered the camera. Nothing. Every time she caught only the fleeting shadow shapes meant one thing. Time to run. Oh, okay. So she didn't get anything. Well, that means she also believes in, like, spirits, right? Okay, let's check the dog again. Wait, I want to do this camera. So follow photographer around. Lucian stepped out of the shop in the west flow, raising her hands to shield her eyes from the sun. Once her eyes adjusted to the light, a woman in gray tracksuit approached her. Hello, could you tell me if you bought or sold anything in the store? Just looking, nothing more. As Lucian spoke, she headed towards her parked car, clearly not interested in conversation or continue conversation. However, the woman in gray jacket was persistent, opening her phone to show her a social media platform. I'm writing an article about the small shops in Oregon City and regularly post on this account. Would you be willing to do an interview? You should speak with the store manager. Customer opinions are more important. Lucian waved her away and got into the car. The journalist didn't persist further and stood watching as Lucian drove away. Once the car disappeared around the corner, the journalist pulled a voice recorder from her gray jacket and pressed the stop button. Knowing Lucian's cautious nature, she shouldn't have expected the reserved woman to stop and chat, but capturing Lucian's voice is enough to meet her goal. Wait, really? What is her goal? With no real interest in the store, the woman in the gray jacket left the street, already planning the next opportunity to approach Lucian. Oh, so she is following her. But why is she following? Is there anywhere else that she's at? I like this, like, side story. Okay, wait, hold on. I want to go back to this dog. Let me zoom in. Lucian carried a bag full of canned coffee from the neighborhood convenience store, ready to restock her refrigerator. She remembered that 3 months ago, before leaving for a business trip, there had been a few bottles left, but now only an old bottle of oolong tea remained. Nonetheless, she found joy in these small transparency, enjoying the cool breeze and the feeling provision on her late night shopping trips, feeling like she was fortifying her home with her own personal fortress. I mean, I think shopping trips are nice, like being able to like restock everything and like buying new things and stuff like that. I don't know. I enjoy shopping a lot. So that's just me though. Suddenly, a rustling noise from behind this fortress made her alert, conjuring an image of dead python slithering through the underbrush? The concern was short-lived, however, as the elderly woman she had seen walking her dog during the day was now bustling in the bushes, with 2 plastic bags surrounded by stray dogs of various breeds. The old lady opened the bags and poured out a heap of leftover food, causing Lucian to frown. Regardless of the woman's intentions, feeding stray dogs like this could pose a risk to the community. Lucian considered stepping in when she saw the elderly neighbor feeding stray dogs. However, she ultimately decided against it, reasoning that the community management, given the fees they collect, would address the issue soon. I don't know. I feel like HOA, like they're so like particular because they like have very strict rules on certain things, but don't they also don't do some things that they're supposed to do. Like, at our parking lot thing that we have hella bees, and we've been telling them that there's bees like flying around, and they are not willing to remove the nest, and it's like, dude, they're like dying. They're like literally all over the place, like on the parking lot floor. It's like they're dying. You need to remove the nest, and they said they did do it, but all they did was like just slab cement over it, and it's like insane. It's like, dude, and the bees are gone, and then like another week or two the bees are back because like the queen's still in there, and also you didn't like get like professional bee removers to like remove the bees, and it's like, okay, but then you like cut grass and you like chop down like the redwood trees, and like the community looks awful instead. Like, I don't know. I feel like you should save the bees because aren't we on like a bee shortage or something? But anyways, I digress. Sorry. This isn't really my concern anymore. Wary of the being roped into a conversation with the old lady, Lucian quickly tiptoed back to her house and softly closed the door. She then opened the can of coffee and, accompanied by the intermittent barking from outside, savored its bittersweet taste. Oh, okay. Oh, there's more dog. I'm gonna continue this dog story. Lucian let out a quick sigh, thinking she should... Oh. Oh, that... Wait, was she feeding the dog food, like actual food, or was she feeding it, like, not food? Okay, let's just let out, because it's like an ominous music right now, let out a quick sigh, thinking she should start checking the view outside the floor-to-ceiling window before heading out, just to avoid running into that old lady walking her dog again. You've heard those strays making a racket, haven't you? I just have to bring them a pot of good food. Wait, is she talking to her? As the old lady spoke, she gave the insular pot in her bag a little shake. Lucian instantly tilted her head back slightly. Yes, well, I should. Something felt off. She glanced down and saw the old lady holding the leash of a poodle, lying flat on the ground, as still as a statue. Oh my god, she's poisoning the dogs. Wasn't it a noisy black dog before? Noticed. A few days ago, decided to change dogs. I went to ask... Oh my god, we said what to do. I prayed and they said bless me. What should I do with the black dog at home? Can I give it away? Can I throw it away? Can I kill it? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Lucian blinked. She could tell the old lady wasn't joking. I kept casting moon blocks, but Lucian kept saying no. So finally asked, then apart from giving it away, throwing away, or killing it, anything else is fine, right? And the wizard said yes. Oh my god. I see. I have something to do, so I'll be going. Go ahead. Young people are always busy. Lucian gave a polite nod and brushed past her, but the image of the insulated pot, the old lady's hand lingered uneasy in her mind. Oh my god. She's killing the dogs. Oh, that's awful. I guess that's it, right? We can't go back to the island. Okay, I'm gonna save because that was pretty awful. I accidentally made a save there, but it's fine. Okay, now we're gonna go home and wait for Tarmov to contact us. Even though we should be waiting for, I guess take a break is different, right? I wanna, well, this is part 2. So part 2 is kind of weird, right? So it doesn't mean like this is completely, like there's no like parts after this, and they're just being like, all of this is part 2, because it's like a different section, because I'm a bit confused with that, because I feel like right here it should be like part 3 into this thingy, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna continue. Lucian dialed the phone number Tarmov had given her. Although she briefly wondered how Tarmov had registered that number, she quietly dismissed the doubt.
虽然知道他肯定是用了别人的身份证，但还真想看看他那张脸拍证件照的模样。喂，乖乖4行，之前提到过要你帮忙处理陆文书，现在有空吗？
啊？
我仍铭记于心，但现在琐事缠身，难以摆脱。
Wait, what? Am I missing something?
我看你应该每天都闲着没事干吧。
Tarmov's voice came through the phone, half smiling and teasing. Lucian sighed and continued.
好吧，正好我还有些事情要处理，之后再联系你。
好的。
Does she really though? Lucian ended the call and sat down on the sofa. Aside from the black hole in her palm, her mind began to fill with urgent problems she needed to solve. Finish every side quest to advance to the main quest. Oh, side quest young lady hasn't been completed. Side quest moonbox hasn't been completed. I see what it's doing. Okay, well, I'm gonna end the video here because I am forced to do the side quest before the main story, but I think I'm gonna do the side quest like offline unless it's like very, very interesting or something like that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one after we continue to the main story. Bye!